Hey everyone, it's Ben here from the channel Paramotor NC. Usually I publish videos of me flying, but I was feeling super inspired by checking out some things online, and I just wanted to share some of it with you. When we think about our paramotor community, and I'll use the United States as an example, we may have 3 or 5,000 people who fly here in the US out of a population over 300 million, which means that we are few and far between. Our community might live in paramotor fly-ins when we can get together, or at the field with our local pilots, but we don't get to see each other all the time and communicate. So some of our community actually lives and breathes online, and that may be videos that you see or posts in the forum or other things that people are sharing, stories, images, Instagram or wherever else. But some of these things that I see are so inspiring, and I love it. I wonder if you guys are kind of checking out the same things as me, or can I put something on your radar by sharing this with you? So let me share my screen with you guys and talk to you about some of the things that I've been looking at lately that are super inspiring. So first of all, I'm looking at this channel called Lifted PPG.
About 15 miles. It took about 30 minutes to.
So this is Mike. I used to see in Florida when he was with Aviator, an impressive guy, but he's now in Colorado. He's doing this amazing flight. Here he's foot dragging a mountaintop. Look at the proximity to some of these cliffs, mountain peaks. Look at the light and the snow, the sawtooth. Unbelievable. To me, it's just the perfect application of the paramotor. So you think a flight like that can't get any better, and you watch him drop into the valley here. And look at this terrain, the trees, the aspen trees, the color, the foliage. I can hardly imagine a flight like that. I mean, to me, that would be the pinnacle of what a paramotor is all about and what you can achieve on this thing. So anyway, I thought that was so cool. If you haven't seen this channel yet, go check it out. This is my buddy Adam. He has this channel, Adam's Paramotor Life, and he's heading out west again. He actually went down through El Paso on this trip and met up with Anthony Vela. He got some flights in here with these guys in El Paso. Super sweet. Get to see Anthony's field here where he's doing some training. And then Adam goes on. He actually has a piece of land that he purchased sight unseen in New Mexico. And here he is checking it out for the first time, set up his camp, got to fly the area, mountains surrounding it, flat land. I mean, just looks like paradise, man. So I'm stoked for my friend to be out on this adventure. I think he's out there a few weeks. He's going to hit up all kinds of cool stuff. Last year he was in Sedona, Colorado, Utah, so I'm sure he's going to have a lot for us. All the guys who put out the show on Tuesday night, Shane, Will, Mark, and others got together. They were flying at Brian Waller's place down in southern Alabama. There are areas there that are wide open, and it looks like they had a good crew together and did some great flying. So I was excited to see what they were all up to last week. Also, I checked in on Monday night to Sean Simon's show, PPG Grandpa's podcast, and his guest this week was Kyle Mooney. The guy draws on a ton of experience over 10 years. I think part of what you can take away from that conversation is this constant progression. The guy has learned from tons of legends, from Eric DeFore to Theo DeBlick and a bunch of other guys in between. He's passing on a ton of his knowledge now with his school, One Up Adventures down there with Travis and Allie, and sharing with all of us now, taking people on adventure trips, including Costa Rica and Italy, which sounds amazing. So well-articulated answers to a million good questions on that show on Monday night. Go check that out. Oh, I thought this was interesting. These guys, I don't know where they fly. I was going to say Ohio, but I think they must be in the southeast or Florida. Actually flying so close to trees that they're hitting the moss with their wing. 5 days later, less fortunate, wing hits the limb and they're crashed it out in the ground. Let me see if I can bring that up. My man is tempting his brother and saying, "You're not flying close enough to the trees." The next pass, he caught that limb, it turned him, and he's all good there. I don't even think he damaged his equipment. Maybe it's just a slight tear in the wing that could probably be repaired. But yeah, those guys pushing the margins for sure. What else? I was catching up with what Minyard is up to in Instagram, and he's out in Turkey doing some training out over the water and sharing some of that with us. Let's see what else. I guess throwing a reserve at 1.2, maybe. What else? Ryan Southwell was talking on Instagram about his trip with Adventure Wingman. A lot of talk about that. Just as a observer online, I'm seeing little pieces. I heard that Miro was posting on Facebook about the Adventure Wingman Challenge, and so I started following along on there. But I think the conditions were so tough; it's hard for those guys to really capture every moment of it the way they would have loved to. But I know that Judson is starting to put out some content. JT Wardle, Trevor Steele. I see Ryan Southwell has been posting kind of an account of what was going on with these stunning images, super inspiring. But he also goes on to kind of talk about, hey, these images are amazing, but the truth is, this thing was super challenging. And he's describing one flight where, there's no images at all because in a 2 hour and 45-minute flight, he was just trying to keep his wing over his head and not die. Massive thermals shooting him straight up 1,000 feet in 30 seconds and then dropping him on exit, taking collapses. It is the stories that came out of that Adventure Wingman Challenge this year are unbelievable. And if you don't know about it, last night on Robert Michael's show, they talked about it the entire episode. Victor, JT, Ryan Southwell, Harley Milne was adding some perspective, Ian Kirk. It was super cool to hear them talk about that challenge. Also, on Jade's show, Flying Flamingo Jade Just Wanna Fly, she had Zach and Mark Barron, who also were some of the, I guess, 18 or 20 participants in the Wingman Challenge, and they did an awesome job recounting their adventure, and yeah, I was appreciative of them. What else? Yeah, this is some of JT's episode, kind of part one here, which he just shared with us a few days ago. And he was showing us, in this case, part of his flight path, but also some of the other stuff that they're doing just to find some of the antics with these guys, where they were sleeping at night and what it's like to get fuel and who are the people they met along the way. And man, they met a lot of people. So I'm fascinated with the whole thing and appreciate those guys for sharing with us. Go check out JT Wardle's YouTube channel. It's awesome. The other cool thing that I saw in this past week or so was Mark Honeycutt shared an amazing journey. He flew 455 miles in one day, furthest southwest point in North Carolina to almost the furthest northeast point. And he shared this to the Paramotor group. Look at these images flying over the mountains, starting to get colors coming in, just forested mountain above the clouds. Unbelievable. Oh, and here he's showing some of the stats of his flight. He actually was sharing it live, and I was able to click in and kind of see where he was as he flew across the state of North Carolina on that day. Pretty remarkable. But I know he's putting together a video. I can't wait to see that. Yeah, here he is arriving at the coast. A lot of people out there doing some cool stuff. Of course, Tucker, he's sharing some stuff on Instagram right now. He's out west, and he's meeting up with those guys in Utah, and God knows what kind of adventures he's going to bring to us. Always does a sick job with his production, and appreciate him for sharing with us too. But awesome stuff going on in the community. Awesome stuff that people are bringing to us with the Paramotors, sharing that content. Love it. I think it's inspiring. And look, a lot of this stuff is not for me, I look at that Wingman Challenge and say, I'm so glad that those guys are out there doing it, pushing themselves, sharing the content with us, because it's super inspiring, but it's definitely not for me. I don't have it in me. I'm a bit of a wimp when it comes to that stuff. These paramotors are incredible. I don't know another form of aviation that would allow you to do what we can do. Take off with limited equipment from a small field, self-supported. I don't need a runway, I don't need a hangar, I don't need an airplane, and I don't need a crew. And I can just take off by myself. Finally, I'll show you guys what I've been up to. I had a nice flight the other day. Here I am inflating the Sirocco. Yeah, we're starting to get some fall colors here in the Piedmont of North Carolina. Beautiful sunset going down. Do you guys have other favorite channels that you watch? Drop them in the comments. I want to check them out. I hope everybody's enjoying great conditions this autumn. Blue skies to you all. Stay safe out there, and I'm sure we'll catch up soon. Thanks, guys, for checking out the channel.